All right. So we're going to study inequality. So now we learned how to solve linear equations. Today, we're going to study linear inequality. Actually, inequality is about linear expression. Okay. So I begin with the first problem, a simple inequality, so we can understand the basic idea. So, for example, if we x plus 2 is less than 3, okay? Now, if we are familiar with linear equations, we can do a similar way to solve this inequality, okay? So what we're going to do is here, we can subtract a constant like a -2 from both sides. We're not going to change the inequality. If you subtract the same number from the inequality, you're not going to change the direction of inequality. So you get the equivalent inequality. This is just x. Here's a 3 minus 2, which is just 1. So that will be the answer. Okay. And so let me summarize the formula here. If your a is less than b, then this is equivalent to if we add or plus or minus k, you do not change the inequality. Okay, you essentially get the same stuff. So here I subtract 2 from both sides. Okay, the second problem here is if x minus 5 less than or equal to 7. Okay, less than or equal to 7, equal to, less than or equal to, right? So that means could be equal, could be less than equal to, less than. So this problem, yeah, what we do here is we are going to add instead of subtract. We're going to add the 5 to both sides. So you are going to get an equivalent inequality. So this left-hand side will be just x. So right-hand side will be 7 plus 5, and that will be 12. So the answer would be x less than 12. Okay. So when you add a constant to both sides, you will still keep the same inequality, less than, equal, less than, right, or equal. Yeah. So let me say if a is less than or equal to b, then if you add a constant or subtract a constant from both sides, you are not going to change the direction of inequality. Okay. Less than, not, yeah, calling, yeah. So it's less than or equal to 12, okay? I don't know how the other people type. Erica just type less than or equal to 12, okay? Now, yeah, so now let's take a look at this one, negative x less than 2, okay? Negative x less than 2, okay? So be careful about less than 2, right? Negative x less than 2. And what kind of x will satisfy this inequality? So this time we're going to multiply by -1 on both sides. Okay, multiply by -1. So every term is multiplied by -1, right? So negative x times -1, and here 2 times -1. Now the point is we have to change the inequality. Okay, yeah, when you multiply by negative number, you have to reverse the inequality, the direction of inequality. Okay, so the left hand side is x, the greater than right hand side is -2. Yeah, x must be greater than -2. Now, if you say x less than -2, let's check. Okay, if x is x equals -3, which is -3, right? The -3 will be not, will be greater than 2, right? So the -3 is not going to be the solution. It's not going to be one of the solution. So x cannot be smaller than or equal to -2. X must be greater than -2. Okay. So here's a point. Okay, A is less than B. Okay, then you multiply by a negative constant. Yeah, if you multiply by the positive number, you still get the same inequality if K is positive. But if you change the sign, so if K is negative, then you have to change the direction of the inequality. Okay. Yeah, then you have to change the direction of the inequality. Okay, so let's take a look at the next problem. Okay, the next problem here is 1 minus x greater than 3. Okay, how do you solve this inequality? What kind of x satisfies this inequality? Okay, step 1, this is a two-step problem now. Step 1, you subtract 1 from both sides. Okay, from both sides. You keep the same inequality. So left-hand side is just negative x. The right-hand side is just 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, then you multiply it by -1 both sides. But when you multiply it by a negative number, you have to change the direction of the inequality. Okay, so that would be x, negative x times -1, and then should be less than 2 times -1. Okay, don't forget, yeah. Eric, you keep forgetting things, yeah. Every time should be multiplied by -1, but then you change the direction of the inequality, okay, which is going to become less than. Then this side, the left-hand side is x, less than -2. So x must be less than -2 in order to make the above inequality hold. Yeah, not just 2, have to be -2. Okay. Let's take a look at this inequality. I'm going to let you to try first, okay? The coefficient here is just fraction, not an integer. All right, so what do you get? I have a couple students get answers here. Anson, Corey, right? Okay, so how do you do that? You multiply both sides by 2, right? So 2 times 1/2 and greater than 2 times 3, right? So you keep the same inequality, same as the same direction, because you multiply both sides by the same number, 2. Okay, so left-hand side is just x, then greater than 6. Good. All right, so now let's do the next one. This is less than equal to 3. Okay, please work on this. This will be two-step problem. Yeah. Okay, so what do you got? X greater than, Eric, you double check your work. Rebecca, the answer is different from Eric. So one of you must be wrong. Right? Eric? Yeah. Don't forget when you multiply, when you multiply the inequality by something, right? Then you have to multiply every term. Don't forget the right-hand side. Could be left-hand side, right? So first step, you can subtract 1 from both sides. You can keep it 1. So let's just multiply by 2 first, every term. So 1 times 2 is 2, and 1/2 times 2 is just x, right? And then it's less than or equal to 6. Okay. Then you subtract the 2 from both sides, so you get negative x less than or equal to 4. Then you multiply both sides by -1, right? So the left-hand side is x. Don't forget to change the direction. Don't forget also to change the sign of a 4, because this is also 4 is multiplied by -1. Okay, so that would be the answer. Now, it's easy to make mistakes. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask you to do next problem. And 3 minus 4x and greater than or equal to 1. Okay, please do this. Now, if you do not post answers on the computer, that's okay. You can keep your answer and check your one was mine one later. Okay. So you have to simplify this inequality step by step. Right. Right, so Rebecca got answer. Great, Eric also has a good answer, okay? Right, it's much easier than geometry, right? As you can see that. So, first of all, you minus 3 from both sides. You can get a negative 4x greater than or equal to 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Then you multiply both sides by divided by -4. Okay, if you divide by -4, and what do you get? Well, you can simplify the left-hand side. So -4x over -4, and then don't forget change the direction of the inequality. So you divide by -4, it's equivalent to multiply by a quarter, 1 over -quarter. Okay, it's the same. Okay, so that's why when you multiply both sides by a negative number, you have to change the direction of the inequality. So left-hand side is x, the right-hand side is going to be 1/2. So x is less than or equal to 1/2. Okay, good. And if you're not sure this is the correct answer, then you can check. Okay, check. You can let x to be 0. So x less than 0 should be less than or equal to 1/2. So then when you plug 0 for x to the original inequality, you should be able to have this inequality. That's the inequality hold, and yes, it's true, right? 3 is greater than 1. Okay. All right, so our next problem is 1 minus 3 over 2x is greater than or equal to 7. Right? Yeah, please work on this problem. Right? Yeah, once you get answer, please let me know. So I know at least some of you already get answers. Okay. Okay, now I have several questions. Why Eric put too many question marks? You're not confident about your answer? More likely Rebecca is have right answer. Let's try, okay? So very first step, you can get rid of the fractions first, or you can simplify, okay, the equation first, okay. So let's subtract one from both sides. So what I get is -3 over 2x greater than or equal to 6. Right? Yeah, Alex, great. Right. So now I can do 2 steps. One is step by step. I multiply by 2, right? Multiply by 2 each step. So then you get -3x, right? You get -3x. The left-hand side is greater than or equal to, because it's multiplied by positive numbers, so 12. Then you divide it by -3. Now don't forget, if you divide by -3, you have to change the direction for inequality. Okay. So that is going to be x is less than or equal to -4. So that would be the answer. Okay. So this is the answer. Now you can also do this way. View the fraction as a constant. So you can divide both sides by -3 over 2. So which is equivalent to multiplied by -2 over 3. So -2 over 3 multiplied -3 over 2x, and don't forget change the direction. Right? Then the left-hand side is just x. The right-hand side is -2 over 3 times 6. 6 divided by 2 divided by 3 is 2. So the answer will be x less than -4. Okay. You can do one step instead of multiply by 2 and divide by -3. All right. Our next problem is and 6 minus 2 over 5x is less than 4. Please solve this equation inequality. All right. So please Alex says it's either equal or less than 4, -4 actually. Okay. Yeah, don't forget the negative sign. All right, so this is a similar problem. Please do it. You can get rid of fractions step by step. right, so let's finish. Okay, I do have a seven version of answer. Some says x greater than 5 and well, 5 less than x. It's okay, right? So step one, you subtract both sides uh, by 6. Minus 6 minus 6, right? So 4 minus 6 is -2, right? Right? Then, then you multiply by 5, both sides, then you get a -2x, less than, still less than, be careful because it's positive 5, right? The 10. Then you divide by -2. If you divide by -2, the right-hand side, the left-hand side is x. Then don't forget to change the direction in inequality. So x should be greater than 5. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, let's work out this. Now both we have the both terms have a fraction there. Right. And how do you simplify? What is the most efficient way to simplify? Well, just like a solving equation, right? First of all, you don't like the fraction, so you multiply each term by the least common multiple, which is 6. So it would be 6 times 1/3 minus 6 times 1/2 x greater than 4 times 6, 6 times 4, right? And this will be 2, that will be 3x, greater than 24. Then the next step is you move 2, subtract 2 from both sides, you get 3x, -3x greater than 22. Now finally you have to divide by -3, right? Divide by -3. So the left-hand side is just x, but don't forget to change this direction in inequality. 22 over -3. So the answer would be x less than 22 over 3. Right? So this is how do we do that. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do the next one. 3 minus 2x less than 4 minus 5x. Okay, please solve this inequality. Right? Let's see. Anyone who you get the answers? And Rebecca always gives the answer quickly. Very good. Rebecca. Proud of you. Erica gave me lots of question marks. All right. Erica, you know how to do it. Don't give me a question mark. Give me the answer. Okay. Yeah, Corinne, don't type a 1 in front of x. Just x. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so first of all, step by step, I just solve a similar to linear equation. I'm going to, if you subtract some, that means you move the number to the right hand side. You can do like this. When you move a term across the inequality, you don't change the inequality. Okay, so both sides, yeah, you can subtract the 3, right? Just say move 3 to the right hand side, you change the sign. So you get negative 2x less than 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, then you move negative 5x to the left hand side, you change the sign. So in other words, you add the 5x. Okay, so what you got here is 3x less than 1. 3x less than 1. Yeah, x is less than 1/3, right? Divided by 3 both sides. Okay, and you can choose a special number which is less than 1/3. Check whether you get the right answer. So let x to be 0. Then you look at the left hand side 3, the right hand side 4. 3 less than 4, yes. Okay. Now we are going to, just like a linear equation, we're going to solve a little bit more complicated problems. Okay. We have a 1/2 minus 2, 1 minus 4x less than 5. Okay. How do you solve this problem? There are a couple ways to do. Okay. But the more straightforward method is you get rid of the fractions. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8, less than 5. Okay? Right? So 1/2 minus 2 is negative 3/2. Now, if you don't like the fraction, yeah, if you don't like the fractions, 1/2 minus 2 is negative 3/2. Right? So you can multiply both sides by 2. Every time you multiply by 2 is negative 3. 8 times 2 is 16. 5 times 2 is 10. Right? Then you add 3 to the both sides. 16x equals 13. Okay? Then x is going to be less than 13/16. Right? So that will be the answer. All right, now I'm going to ask you to do the next problem. 5 minus 2, x minus 1 greater than 3. Please do this. All right, any ideas? Yeah, let's see who got the. Okay, we always get the answers from Rebecca and Eric. Anyone else? Corinne, Oliver, okay, Olivia, not Olivia. Okay, Olivia, so. Okay, x less than 2 should be the right answer. I guess so. Because Rebecca, that's a Rebecca's answer. Okay. Okay, so let's see. We can move 5 to the left side, right? So negative 2x minus 1 greater than 3 minus 5 would be negative 2. Okay, right? You can subtract 5 from both sides. Then what I'm going to do is this time a little bit different is I'm not going to multiply this out. What I'm going to do is I divide both sides by negative 2. So the left-hand side is just x minus 1. Then change the direction of the inequality, negative 2 over negative 2, which is just 1. So x minus 1 less than negative 1. Then you add 1 to the both sides, you get x is less than 2. Right? Yeah. So you can see that sometimes you don't need to multiply this out. You can find the x minus 1 first. Right? Okay. So our next problem is 5, 1 minus 2x minus 2x minus 1 and greater than 3. Okay, so now the expression on the left-hand side will be complicated. Okay, so we should simplify the expression on the left hand first. So 5 minus 10x, right? Multiply this up. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative is positive. Okay. So you write down the expression without the parentheses. Then you simplify. 5 plus 1, 6. Negative 10 minus 2, negative 12x, greater than 3. Right? Then you subtract 6 from both sides. So it looks like x, you move x to the right-hand side, change the sign. So negative 12x greater than 3 minus 6, which is negative 3. Then you divide both sides by negative 12. Right? So negative 12 divided by negative 2 divided by, no, this is negative 3 divided by negative 12. Okay, let's double check. Okay, something's wrong. Okay, let's see. I put the 2 here. Okay, so that's why the 7. Okay, right? So be careful. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, not the 1. Okay, then this will be subtract the 7 from both sides, then you get negative 4. Okay, so this will be negative 4 divided by negative 12. Okay, so x should be less than 1/3. Good. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. See, so you have to be careful. You know, it's not easy to find out the mistakes at the end if you do quickly. You know, I usually, you see, I draw as a sign like a 5, 1, 5, 2, then I see you get 10. And now here I skip it. I just 5x, 2 times x, okay, negative 2x. Then, oh, I 1, negative 1, I should have changed the sign. I just wrote positive plus 1. You see, forgot 2 there. Okay? So, yeah, don't make this kind of mistakes when you simplify. Okay? So let's take a look at the next problem. Okay? I want you to do is 3x minus 2 times 1 minus 3x and the greater than 4x. Can we try, yeah, can you try to solve for this? Solve for x. Okay, so 3x minus 2 times 1 minus 3x greater than 4x. Yeah, please go ahead to work out this. Right. Well, you got answer already. And anyone else? How about Alex? I heard an answer from you, Alex. Yeah, Essen. Aditi. Okay. All right, so step one, you remove the parentheses to be careful. Then you group the like terms together. All right, so let me show it to you. Okay, 3x and the 2 times 1 is -2. -2 times -3 is positive 6x greater than 4x. And I'm going to simplify the left-hand side first. 3x plus 6x is 9x minus 2. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 2 to both sides. So 9x is greater than 4x plus 2. Then I move 4x to the left-hand side. That means I subtract both sides by -4x. So I get 5x greater than 2. Then I divide by x divided by, the both sides divided by 5. So x should be greater than 2 or 5. All right, good job. All right, so next one I want you to try this is less than 3 minus 2x. Okay. Okay, so please work out this. Yeah, this time I'm going to do the following: 2x minus 1, 1 minus 2x. So that differed by a negative sign, so 3 minus 2x minus 1. Okay, what I'm going to do is I move this term to the left-hand side. So I get 2x minus 1 plus 3x x2 minus 1 greater than less than 0. So I have a 4x, 2x minus 1 less than 0. So both sides divided by 4, I get 2x minus 1 less than 0. So then 2x should be less than 1, x should be less than 1/2. So that, if you do it this way, then you don't need to multiply this out. But the more natural way is to do is 2x minus 1 less than 3 times 1 and 3 times -2x. Okay? Then you move 6x to the right-hand side, left-hand side. Right. And you get 8x minus 1 less than 3. Then you move, you add the 1 to the both sides, you get 4, 3 plus 1, which is 4, right? Then divide both sides by 8. So it's going to be 1/2. 1/2 is, x less than 1/2 is correct answer. Okay. All right, how about this one? -2, 1 minus x plus 3 less than 2x. Yeah, I hope you can work out this problem in the class, okay? Then if you can always finish the problem correctly, solve the problem correctly within a given time, and you're okay, okay? Of course, I still ask you to finish the homework, but you almost, understand the material. Yeah, practice is important, of course. Solving inequality is very similar to solving linear equation. Just only one place you have to be careful is when you multiply or divide by a negative number, and you should change the direction of the inequality. Okay. All right, so let's do that. So -2, and the -2 times 1 is -2, -2 times -x is positive 2x, plus 3 less than 2x. Right? So we continue simplifying. So it will be 1 plus 2x less than 2x. Okay, then I subtract 2 both sides. Subtract 2x from both sides, I get the 1 less than 0. That's impossible. And that means no solution. Okay, so it's possible there'll be no solution. Right, your answer should be no solution. Okay, no such x satisfying the inequality. Okay, now let's do the next one. Right, so this is also extremely inequality. Right. Yeah, so you got 2x greater than 2x plus 3, you still have to continue simplifying. So you get 0 greater than 3. That's impossible. Okay, let's look at this problem. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, Rebecca changed the answer. Great, good job. All right, so we simplify this inequality, right? -2 times 2 is -4. -2 times -x will be positive 2x plus 5 greater than 2x. So -4 plus 5 is 1. 1 plus 2x is greater than 2x. Right? Then you subtract the 2x from both sides. I get 1 greater than 0. That is always possible, not impossible. Always. Right? True. Okay? So that means no matter what value you choose for x, both this inequality holds. Right? So Alex said you got no solution. Well, you got, so any x can be any real number is a solution. Okay? So what you should say, the solution set. So you have so many solutions there. The solution set, okay, consists of all real numbers. Okay, any value of x, okay, satisfies this inequality because the above inequality is equivalent to x 1 greater than 0. But 1 greater than 0 is always true. Okay, that's why no matter what the value of x you choose, the left-hand side is greater than right-hand side, which is 2x. Okay. All right, I want to talk about the notation, interval notation. Okay, when x is greater than a, the interval notation, the set of x satisfying this inequality can be described as a from a to infinity. Okay, so if x is greater than a, this inequality is equivalent to this interval. Okay, interval is just piece on the coordinate line. So here's a, and that is the interval. Okay, all the numbers on this side is the interval from a to infinity. So you can describe your solution in the form of intervals. Right. So express answer in the interval notation. Okay, so let's see. So 3 minus 2, 1 minus x greater than 3x, and express the solutions in the interval form. Okay. Okay, let me show you, okay, how to do that, right? So 3 minus 2 plus 2x, 2 times negative 2 times negative x and 2x greater than 3x, right? So be 1 plus 2x greater than 3x. So you can subtract the 2x from both sides. I get a 1 greater than x. One is greater than x. So or x is less than 1. So the interval notation will be from negative infinity to positive 1, but 1 is not included. Okay, so this is the interval notation. Okay, this describes the set of all real numbers which is less than 1. Okay. Solve the inequality 3 minus 2x divided by 5 less than x over 2. Right, trying to solve this inequality, please. right? Anyone? Numerator is 3x minus 2x, right? So first step, you multiply both sides by 5. So you get 3x, 3 minus 2x, less than 5 over 2 times x, right? Then you multiply by 2 on both sides. So it's 2, 3 minus 2x, less than 5x. Okay, so there is 6x minus 4x less than 5x, right? So you can add 4x to the both sides. So 6 is less than 9x. Then you divide both sides by 9. Right? So all x is greater than 6 over 9, which is 2 over 3. Yeah, I see someone pushed answer here already. Right? So if you want to use the interval notation, this will be the answer. Okay, from negative 2 over 3, but 2 over 3 is not included. Okay. All right. Here we have another one. 3 minus 2x less than 1 minus 2, 1 minus x. Okay. So please work out this. But everybody, do your best. If you are able to post the answer here. Okay. I hope you can make it. Okay. I know some of you did it during the class. Right. Aditi, Alex, Colin Liu, Colin Wan, Eric, Ethan. I never heard about Gracia. And Liu Shu. Okay, I hope you're there. Good job. All right, now if you don't make any mistakes, then you should get the answer x greater than 2 over 3. Okay, 3 minus 2x less than 1 minus 2 plus 2x, okay? Multiply this up. So let's simplify a little bit. Okay, by the way, when you do the homework, okay, do not just put answer on the homework assignment sheet. You needed to write all the details like what we're doing here in the class and on a separate piece of paper. Now for the inequalities, you can copy the problem. It's not like a word problem, story problem, you have to write too many words. So you should just copy the problem, okay? Then, yeah, then show the detail. So if the answer does not match with my answer, you can go back to each step to do check, okay? If you still cannot figure it out, you can show to your parents, maybe they can easily find out where the mistakes, okay? So now I'm going to either way, which side I prefer the one to the both sides. So I get 4 minus 2x, the left-hand side is just 2x, the right-hand side is 2x. Then I add the 2x to the both sides, right? Then I add the 2x to the both sides, right? So you will get 4 less than 4x, right? So then you divide both sides by 4. So what is the lesson? less than x. So all x is greater than 1. Alex, you got the right answer. Cool. X is greater than 1. Eric, can you double check your work? Yeah, x is greater than 1. Yeah, Rebecca this time says x is less than 1. Now we double check that. If x is less than 1, 0, put a 0 to both sides. Do you have the same inequality? Oh, if you put a 0, so 0 satisfies this inequality, right? When you put a 0 to the left-hand side is 3, right? The right-hand side is 1 minus 2, which is negative. So 3 is less than negative 1. It's impossible. So Rebecca, this time is the answer. Yeah, unless you correct it. Okay, so when you get an answer, you can do quick check. So your solution is x greater than 1. So any number greater than 1 satisfies above inequality. So how about 2? You plug 2 for x to the both sides. Okay, and the inequality should hold, right? The left-hand side is 3 minus 2 times 2, which is negative 1, right? And the right-hand side is 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2, which is 1 minus 2 times negative 1, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2, which is 3. So left-hand side less than right-hand side. Yes, I'm pretty sure x is greater than 1, not x less than 1. Okay. Yeah, x is greater than 1. Yeah, 1 less than x, x is greater than 1. It's the same. Right. Okay. So here's what I want to tell you. You know, you show the details, you check my answer key, then you find, oops, that's different, right? Maybe the inequality. Then you go back to look at each step. I hope you can find the mistakes. Okay. If you cannot find mistakes, then you say, oh, maybe Dr. Shen's answer is wrong, right? It's possible. Sometimes, yes. But before you send the message to me, you double check. You use a special number, right? I just say that if your answer says x is less than 1, so you just say x0. Plug 0 for x to both sides to see if they inequality hold. And obviously it's not, then indeed your answer is wrong. So you still have to go back to find out where the mistakes. Okay. Yeah. Cornelio, your answer is correct. 1 less than x is correct. 1 less than x is x. X greater than 1 to say. Okay. Right. So that is about all the inequalities. It's very similar to solving a linear equation. When you simplify the inequality, you just be very careful when you multiply by a negative number or by a positive number, okay? And then, yeah, so very last step, let's solve this inequality, okay? X is less than 1, x squared less than 1. This is a strange inequality. How do you solve it? How do you solve it, okay? How do you solve it? Yeah. Okay. Now, we never talked about this before, right? I just last minute ago. So from here, first of all, you see that x is greater than x squared. X squared never be negative. So you conclude that x must be greater than 0, right? Yes. So when x is greater than 0, yeah, this will be last problem. Don't worry about Eric. Okay. Then, because x is positive, so you can divide both sides by x. You don't change the inequality. So the left-hand side is the x, the right-hand side is 1. Okay, so your answer is x is greater than 0, x is less than 1. So here's the answer. X is greater than 0 and x is less than 1. Okay, so x is between 0 and 1. Any number between 0 and 1 is a solution. Okay, so this is a little bit more complicated. Involves quadratic functions. We're not going to discuss here, but you're going to study that in the advanced math class. Okay, so let's stop here.